Good Sunday evening. I just wanted to throw out a few quick updates because we will be leaving this week for the Nevada State Championships in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Westgate. So Scott and Lisa Ramsey's show will be 6 more days. And for those of you who are joining us, yes, it is going to be an amazing time. I know a lot of us are getting there a little early. Chris Proctor's flying in from Europe. We have people coming in from all over the country, not only to be with Scott and Lisa, also just to watch an amazing show, support the pro athletes, the amateur athletes, and the soon-to-be pros that are going to be awarded next Saturday. So, a couple of quick things. We currently now, as of yesterday, are 14 weeks out from the Desert Storm Classic. So, for those of you who have been registering, we have had a good amount registering. And also, we are now allowed open seating, which means we can do tickets. So the general public, it is opening up to them, and they just got that restriction lifted. So for those of you who want a fun little show, which is a local pro qualifier, the Desert Storm Classic is officially 14 weeks out as of yesterday. So August 28th in Scottsdale, Arizona. Feel free and message me either on Facebook or Instagram. As you see in the bottom here, you can follow GBO Arizona for more updates. You will also probably find out that there are posters around the Phoenix area in gyms. I know that PT by Joe has posters, as well as Troy Alves at his gym. And we will be also sending them to the Cordova brothers down in Tucson. So Shark Sports will have officially this week their posters to hang up. So you'll see that we will have Arizona athletes. We already have California, Utah, as well as Texas and Florida athletes signed up and scheduled for that show to compete. Some of you have been asking me about the Storm Classic. Yes, we all also have registration open for that, as well as ticket sales. So for those of you who have been kind of checking out the different apparel and whatnot that just got released, it's at stormtrooperproductions.com, or you can go to stormclassicgbo.com or globalinvitational.com. It all goes to the same landing site, and you'll see that our merchandise, our tank tops, our hats, everything got updated, and we are expanding our line into also the Desert Storm Classic as well as the Global Invitational, and that should be live this week. We do want to thank our sponsors. I know that our latest sponsor was our silver sponsor for the Desert Storm Classic, which is DexaFit in Tempe. David Murray runs an amazing business there where he does 3D scans as well as DEXA scans. If you have not gotten a DEXA scan, you're definitely going to want to do that. And the reason why is that is considered the gold standard above any other measuring device when it comes to accuracy of really what your body mass index looks like. So if you really want a good BMI check, that is a great way to do it. So on that note, I will also mention that Pro Meals is our title sponsor. That's the latest sponsor that came on board for the Storm Classic, which we did move to October 30th at the Moody Gardens Convention Center. The reason why I want everyone to understand is a few things. Number one, we negotiated the room rates down at Talking Stick in Scottsdale. That is a 5-diamond resort. It is a big deal to stay there. Currently, the rooms right now are going for $350 a night. We got them down to $99 a night on our contract block. Now, they will close that block out 4 weeks early. So those of you who are registered, make sure and please click the link to get your suite or your room booked. They do have refrigerators and microwaves. Number two, for Moody Gardens, we don't have the link yet. I'm still working with Patty to get the link live on the site. However, she said that they're working on creating one exclusively for us. You can contact them, and that will be under the show name, which is Storm Classic. And also, for those of you who registered already for the Global Invitational, love it. And I know a bunch of you have booked rooms. I will be going out Thursday to meet with the Skylofts, specifically at the MGM Grand, for all of the professionals that have earned their pro status and have their pro cards by the 20th of November. I am looking at doing a private dinner for them, along with our president, Mr. Bob Johnson, and also some of our high-level sponsors, which we will announce when I get back from our trip which I'll be back June 1st officially. So those updates will be coming. The MGM and the signature at the MGM links are available and ready for you to book. I think we had 9 or 10 people book last week just at the MGM Grand alone, and I think 4 other people at the signature at MGM Grand. Currently, they have 5,000 rooms at the MGM Grand, and they have 3 towers of 38 floors over at the signature for that date. So I don't think we're necessarily going to run out of space. I just know that they might limit us under the contract rate if we exceed our number, which it looks like we are going to do very early on. So I will request an extension. So for those of you who want to book, feel free and book right away. Even if you're coming to watch, I would never wait until the last minute because the prices can change. Same thing with flights. I always recommend getting your flights as early as possible. And because of the flexibility with being able to move flights around and reschedule and cancel flights at this point, I think every airline is doing it, I think, penalty free. So that might be something that you want to take advantage of for there. The last thing that I'll mention is also for those of you who purchased your amateur GBO cards or your pro card last year, it will be extended all the way through this year. If you have an expired card right now, you are going to need to renew it. If you've never competed GBO, you are going to want to get that taken care of early as well. We will not be doing that at any of the shows. So I know that we're very excited about what's coming up, and I'm even more excited to be able to see the GBO family once again. We have had an amazing start to our year. As a matter of fact, big congratulations to Chris Cruz, who had his Louisiana show in March, as well as Michael Gayton, his very first show with the Genesis, and it was a huge success. Michael Smith with the Margaritaville Classic, and I know that Anthony and Ashley Russell knocked Rowdies out of the park in Louisiana last weekend. So just an amazing job that you guys are doing. And I know that up next, Scott and Lisa are really, raising the bar and what they have put into this show. They have spent a year. They have made many trips out there, and they have really put their blood, sweat, and tears into this. So please feel free. Shoot them a little love. They are probably overwhelmed with people. And I think the support staff right now is actually above and beyond what they ever thought. And so they're overwhelmed with the love. I would also just make sure, and if you can be there, I would always be there early. And if you do have questions or concerns, let's try and limit the communication as best as possible so they're not overloaded with 50,000 texts and emails and everything else and messages. So they've just done an amazing job. So with that, I did want to give you a couple of those updates so that way you know where we're at. The one thing I will mention, if you were thinking about wanting to do a show this year, the only reason why I would encourage you and suggest to do it now is this will be our last year for local pro qualifiers. So what that means is the Global Invitational in 2022 will be one of the only shows that you can earn your pro status at. Now, a lot of you have asked me about the Global Open, which is November 19th. The reason why we made this a 2-day show is they're completely independent of each other. And I know that you've probably heard this on previous posts. The Global Open is a last local pro qualifier in Las Vegas for the year. That means if you win your overall in your division, you earn your pro status. Now, let's just say you placed 1, 2, or 3 in the Global Open. Well, very rarely do you get 2 shots. And I've always heard this from competitors, and this is what I wanted to explain. Competitors always say, I looked better the next day. If I could have only competed the next day. If you missed your peak and you qualified for the Global Open on that Friday, November 19th, and you place top 3 in your class, you can register for the Global Invitational November 20th. And so that allows you for 2 shots. And as you know, the Global Invitational, it is first in class that earns their pro status, not the overall. So we're going to be giving away more pro cards at the Global Invitational than I believe any other show this year. And this is a very, very special year. So for those of you who've been sitting on the sidelines as everything is opening up now, I would encourage you to make a move this year or these next few shows that come up, because this is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. as I know that we've been giving updates throughout the year. And yes, we are going to be bringing back the podcast by popular demand. I've been traveling and we've been having some family things that we have been doing. And also with the shows, it's really tough to do a podcast on Friday live when we're typically an athletes meeting, because I'm at every GBO show with the exception this year of the Rowdy Classic, which I really wanted to be. So my plan is to be at every single show and continue to support all of the amazing promoters as far as what they're doing. And we do want to be able to see what we can do. So Victor, we see you, my friend. I love the fact that Victor is going to be making his pro debut this year. And I know Adriana is going to be jumping into a show. I'm very curious to see which one that will be. Maybe she's listening right now and she might even give a little bit of that away. So I know that a lot of the pros and the amateurs, Lauren McClanahan will be possibly competing. I think the cat's out of the bag at this point, Lauren, so we can tell everybody that Lauren, the last time he competed was at the Storm Classic in 2019. He has made incredible progress. He got a coach, he hired a coach, and he looks amazing. So we'll see how that goes. And by the way, you are welcome, Lauren, for everything. And we appreciate you for what you've been putting in, not only to your prep, also GBO California. And I have to say that Tiffany and Lauren are staunch supporters of the organization, as well as really involved in their community and the fitness community over in LA. And they continue just to do an amazing job. And we love you guys and we appreciate all of you. And on that note, Amy just got back from from Mexico, back up to San Francisco. So Northern California is looking good also for 2022, which we will be having I'll be out there hopefully next month so we can get that rolling. And just want to say thank you to all of you. For those of you, if you're thinking about competing in the Global Invitational, if you have already qualified this year, which means any show in 2020, a natural or untested, if you have placed top 3 in your class in Open or Masters, novice does not count, you are eligible to compete in Las Vegas, November 20th at the Global Invitational. Cool? So I'm going to repeat that. Top 3 in your class. So if you are in classic bodybuilding, class B, and you had 3 competitors in your class, all 3 of you are eligible to compete November 20th. Now, if you earned your pro card, this is an amateur only show, which you're actually going to be going for your pro card. So that's the only difference. And I've gotten so many people who have, wanted to do the invitational. And I know that Grace is like, I really hope I get my top 3. Well, Grace, what's neat about that is you can do the November 19th show, even if you didn't qualify for the Global Invitational. And then you could qualify at the Global Open. If you didn't get your pro card the 19th, you could do the Global Invitational on the 20th when we register that evening. So that's something that we are allowing. And I think this is a very special year because I am praying that this turns out well. So Bob will say this was a really good idea and we want to keep this. So if we get the double thumbs up from Laura and Bob, it's really worth keeping. And we're not even sure if it will be available like that next year. It might move to a one-day show. And, we're not even sure where the venue will be next year. I have a feeling we'll be at an MGM property. You just never know. So this might be that once in a lifetime thing that if you were thinking about. So I see some people like, Mary Lee, she's out in Hawaii. She might say, hey, I want to give it another run this year. Totally cool. We would love to see you. She is one of our old Muscle Mania competitors and, has kept in touch and really is a great supporter of us and what we're doing as well. So Marlene, we loved seeing you at the first 2 shows of the year. That you look amazing. You have made tremendous gains, improvements, and love seeing that as well. So, it's funny because when I do these live casts sometimes, nothing's scripted. You have everything in your head that you want to say, and you're like, all right, I'm going to think about this, and maybe I didn't explain it well, so I'm going to go back and re-explain things to make things clearer. If something is unclear, feel free and let us know. We definitely want to help. We're here for your support. You will be seeing some visuals as well. So some of you have gotten the chance to see a little bit of the poster for the Global Open. This is November 19th. Jamie Ayton, Mari Rodriguez, and David McCaddy are all on this poster. And I know that David has already booked his room for the MGM Grand. And so he will be participating in the festivities as a pro, as I know a lot of the pros are going to be there, and we are going to do something very, very special for them. And I know that Abby is looking at trying to make it. I know Amanda Hall, who is a shape pro, Ryan Pichon, who is a classic bodybuilding pro, and Ivan, who is a beach body pro. We're going to see who can be there also for the 20th of November. And really, we want to make that special too. So this is the new poster. Oh, no, it's not. It's the old poster with the old date. So I'll get the new poster updated. Go figure. Yep. Yeah, see, I knew I was going to get something. So anyway, we love you guys. I didn't want to make it too long of a 45-minute deal. I know that we're right around 15 minutes right now, and really the meat and the potatoes is in kind of the middle. Just very excited for this weekend. And I know that Scott and Lisa are working on seeing how they can get maybe a little bit of snippets of live stream to you. Be looking on Facebook for that. And also feel free and send them some love without overwhelming them. Anyway, love you guys. And I'm looking forward to really how the season has started. And I have an idea. You know, we took a chance this year. We rolled the dice. Very used to just running 1 or 2 events at the most for the year. And I know that at least Stormtrooper Productions said we're going to go all in this year. You know, 2021 is going to be one of those years where we're going to put it all on the line. And that's one of the reasons why we developed an Arizona show for August 28th. We also upgraded the venue to October 30th to a larger convention center. And we also decided on a 2-day show in Las Vegas to maximize not only that facility, also to allow athletes from all over the world in hopes that maybe some of these other countries open up and they can come compete internationally. And I know the Atlas is also a 2-day event. And, you know, I think that timing is going to work out really well for a lot of you who want to come overseas into the U.S. and compete on U.S. soil. And I know that there's some things that I know Imogene Lewis is in the U.K. and she's looking at prepping to come over to make a debut on U.S. soil. That's always been a dream of mine to compete in Las Vegas. And I'm hoping that if that is a dream of yours, we're able to make that come true this year. So with that, we will go ahead and sign off. Love it. Can't wait. Excited. Thursday wheels up, and we will be on the ground having meetings with sponsors for the November shows, and also just tying up all the loose ends and things for Scott and Lisa's show. So that way at the Westgate, we can celebrate. Yeah, I just rhymed. I like that. We're just going to use that a little bit more often. So anyway, look forward to seeing all of you. We'll be resuming, hopefully not this Friday, next Friday on the podcast, as I know that we still have a list of guests that we want to get to, and we will be planning that out to be able to deliver some great content, amazing interviews, and interesting information coming up. So with that, we'll sign off. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.